Welcome, how you doing guys? In this episode I'm gonna show you how to replace rear disc brakes, how to do pads, and how to do maintenance on the rear disc, on the rear brakes of your car. Things that you're gonna need: 12mm socket, 17mm wrench if you're gonna remove the disc, impact screwdriver, and this little cube thing tool that you're gonna need to push the piston in so you can put the new brake pads. So let's get to it. Okay, first things first, you're gonna need to remove two bolts on the rear. This one right here and this one right here on top, so you can get access to the brake pads. Some of these Hondas, they have they require sometimes bolt came out easily, but sometimes they require to have a 17mm wrench here so you can remove the bolt on the back. One is loose. Okay guys, to remove the brake caliper, one thing that you need to do is to remove the brake emergency brake cable. It's right here. So only thing that you need to do is grab some pliers. Make sure that you just push your cable out, and after you remove your cable, you're gonna have access to remove the brake caliper. And if you can see here, the only thing that I did is, I don't know how well you can see it in camera. Right here is the cable. Okay, so that one goes in here. The only thing that you need to do when it's inside, just move it in and out a little bit so it releases this little notch on the back. Once it releases that one, it's easy to move the cable out of the way. Okay, after that, the only thing is remove the bolts. Okay, another thing that you need to release so you have more space to remove it is to remove this bolt right here. I hope you can see it. It's got a bolt in here that is holding a bracket for the brake line. So you just let me remove that one. You need a 12mm bolt for that one too, and then we'll have more access. So we'll have more plate on the brake caliper so we can remove it. Okay, I already removed the bolt, so you can see here on the back the brake line is loose. That's giving you all the clearance you need to remove the caliper. I'll put it right there, and I'm gonna show you how to compress the piston on the caliper. As you can see, my brake pads are new, so I'm just gonna go around, make sure everything is good, make sure I don't have any cracks. No, I just put them when I put my disc brakes. But that's how you remove your caliper from your car on a 1998 to 2002 Honda Accord. Okay, once you have the caliper in there, the only thing that you need to have is this little tool. This is a good tool, very cheap, but you have to have patience, because if you don't put it right inside to compress the piston, you're gonna be struggling with it. Okay, first thing that we need to do, we need to find which one fits on it. So it's that one right there. We put a wrench, and then you just put it inside, and then you just gonna start closing the piston. Okay, so you're gonna go clockwise. You're moving, you're pushing the piston to the inside, and this is a little tip that a lot of people don't mention. Once you do that, you need to do is make sure that you line the X. The X has to be like this, okay? Because if you don't have the X like this, if you can see here on your brake pad, on the rear pad, the pad that goes on the inside, it's got like a little notch in there. I think you can see it right there. This one right here. If this one is sideways or is crooked, what's gonna happen is that this little notch in here is gonna hit one of these X's. So the brake pad is not gonna sit properly. I don't know if you can see there the mark. My X is right there. So this one, it goes in the inside right here in the middle. And when you do this type of brakes, make sure that when you compress it, go all the way in, and make sure that you see an X like this, a stray X right there. So that's one of the tips that I never saw people talking about. Make sure that you do that so your brake pad sits properly. After you do that, to remove your disc brake, the only thing that you need to do, you have another 2 bolts on the rear, and I believe those are 40mm. So you remove those two, and then you get access to the disc brake. So I'm gonna do that in a minute. Quick little tip, guys, I forgot to mention, I have here the bolt. This bolt just holding the disc brake in place, and as you can see here, I had trouble with one of my clients' car. I had to drill them out because these ones were stuck very good. So you can see here, I have here some anti-seize aluminum. Just put a little bit on the tip, don't put a lot, because basically what this do is just holding the disc brake. It doesn't do anything else. Make sure that you put a little bit of anti-seize in the tip, so next time that you have to remove it, you don't have trouble. Okay. Okay, the other part is out, the bracket. Then we're gonna grab our impact screwdriver so we can remove the disc brake. On these little Honda cars, they had 2 screws holding the disc brake. Okay, so what we're gonna do, just hit the screw with the hammer and the impact screwdriver and loosen them up. So as you can see, guys, the only thing that you need to do is just put some pressure, so when you hit it, you're just gonna loosen it up. Okay, then you remove your disc brake. Check it out. As you can see, I buy some cross drill black disc brakes, so I don't have oxidation in here. I'm just gonna clean these very well, make sure they look brand new again. And then after you remove everything, what you're gonna do is just do a little inspection, make sure that your bearing is okay. My bearings are okay. When I change the car drums to disc brakes, I make sure I didn't change it, but I was sure that I checked the wheel bearing, make sure they were okay. So these ones are in good condition. And you haven't checked my video on how to do, I talk a little bit about how to go from conversion from drums to disc brakes. I'm gonna put the link on the description so you can see that video too. Okay guys, there you have it. The only thing that you need to do left is give it a little inspection to your pins. Make sure they goes up and down easily. If they don't, you can use this ultra disc brake caliper loop. Only thing that you need to do is pull them out, clean them, put some lube in it. Why you need to do that is because when you brake, your pads go in and out. So this one, if you make sure that they are lubricated and have brand new lube in it, they're gonna go in and out easily, so your pads gonna wear evenly. Okay, make sure they go in and out, they're not stuck, because that's sometimes they're stuck, nobody clean them, nobody do maintenance on those pins, and that's when you have problems. Okay guys, the only thing that I have to do next is just put everything back together. I'm not gonna show you that part on the video because basically it's the same thing. You just have to put your pin, put your bracket, disc brake, the screws, tire back on, and that's how you change disc brakes. That's how you change brake pads. And make sure that, like I told you, make sure that the piston gets on the straight X, so your brake pad is gonna sit properly on the brake. There you have it guys. I hope you like this video. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to my channel, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.